Super Saiyan God, the pinnacle of all of the Super Saiyan transformations, and the one that has spawned the most confusion in the Dragon Ball Z community. To clear up any misconceptions of this form and its variants, let's go back to the beginning. The first appearance of the Super Saiyan God form was in the 14th theatrical film in the Dragon Ball Z franchise, Battle of Gods. It is primarily a temporary transformation, and grants the user with God Ki, red hair, and pupils, and an exponential boost in power. The form does expire during a certain period of time, as the Saiyan reverts back to his base state. The prerequisites for attaining the Super Saiyan God form are quite simple. Basically 5 pure-hearted Saiyans instill their power into one other Saiyan using a ritual, where they stand and hold hands while giving their energy into the selected Saiyan. The first person to ever tap into the Super Saiyan God power in recent history is Goku, in order to match up with the God of Destruction Beerus. It has been stated by Akira Toriyama himself that Super Saiyan God Goku would be labelled as a 6 in strength, Beerus would be a 10, and his attendant Whis would be a 15. While Goku and Beerus were fighting in an underground cave in the movie, Goku eventually reverts back to his base form, making Beerus have more of the upper hand than he already did before. At this time, Goku was fighting him at about 80% strength, but when he transforms into a Super Saiyan, he tapped into his full power against Beerus. That's why he was performing better than he was earlier during the fight. It was revealed during the end of the movie that the God power has been absorbed into Goku's base, making him much stronger. This does not mean that Goku's base form is equal to the Super Saiyan God, it just means that he's become much more stronger in an unknown amount. In Dragon Ball Super, it makes things much more clear that his Super Saiyan is more or less equal than the red-headed God form, while his base is 50 times less of that, since Super Saiyan is a 50 times power boost and all. To recap, let's make things clear. Goku's Super Saiyan form is on par with his Super Saiyan God form, as stated by Goku in episode 13 of the new Dragon Ball Super anime. When he loses his Super Saiyan God form, he says, "I don't feel like I got weaker at all." Anyway, his base form is considerably stronger, but not at all close to the red-headed form that he attained in Battle of Gods or Dragon Ball Super. By the way, just as a bit of trivia, people that don't have God Ki can't sense it either. For example, Krillin can't sense Beerus' Ki because he does not obtain God Ki himself. When Goku achieves the Super Saiyan God form, his Ki turns into God Ki, but when his time expires, everyone can sense him now, and he has reverted back to using normal Ki. Now moving on to the Resurrection F side of the video, where in episode 18 of Dragon Ball Super, we find out that Vegeta can now sense God Ki through Whis' training. Also, Whis explains throughout the latter portion of the same episode that Goku and Vegeta need to raise their level of Ki without the need of a Super Saiyan transformation, or they won't be able to get much stronger. Another factor that plays into Whis' training is not letting their Ki spill out around them, and only to keep it in yourself, so the other person can't sense it. Further on in the training, Beerus and Whis send them to a place similar to the Room of Spirit and Time, except that they need to control their Ki so it doesn't leak to actually move. Through absorbing the God power and training of Whis respectively, Goku and Vegeta currently have the power of a god, but they still have normal Ki according to Dragon Ball Super, and that is known as Saiyan Beyond God. This state does work as their new base form, so the Whis training episodes of Dragon Ball Super is them mastering the God power and raising their base form at the same time. Having mastered the state of being, and controlling their Ki to not let it spill, they can transform into the Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, or Super Saiyan Blue in the Toyotaro manga. So, in a nutshell, Super Saiyan Blue is the Super Saiyan form with mastered God power. That is why Goku says, "This is a Saiyan with the power of the Super Saiyan God as a Super Saiyan." It might seem a little convoluted at first, but all the information is right there. Throughout the Champa arc, it seems like Goku and Vegeta are continuing to raise their base power level so they can get vastly stronger. One more thing before I close out. The real reason why Super Saiyan Blue has the blue hair rather than the traditional gold for Super Saiyan is that Toriyama wanted a more tranquil color for the form. It's essentially the mastered God power and turning Super Saiyan, so he made it a calmer blue, as opposed to the fiery red with Super Saiyan God. It's also a stronger and maintained state, meaning that it is a permanent transformation, unlike Super Saiyan God as well. Well, there you have it, everything you need to know about the Super Saiyan God transformation and all of its variations. I really hope you did enjoy this video, since I put a lot of research into it, and time. Please make sure to rate, comment and subscribe. See you later!